Salve. Identification is the first step. So if you think that this is not a fungus gnat, leave a comment below. Some general steps for control that I've used are an electric bug zapper, fly ribbon, yellow sticky traps, and diatomaceous earth. Heat maps warm the soil to help with germination, but if left on too long, can encourage fungus growth. So turn them off after the seeds germinate. Keep the temperature from being too warm in the area you are growing your plants as well. Black fungus gnats feed on fungus in the soil during the larval stage. Hence, the primary way to control fungus gnats is to not overwater or over-fertilize so that they have no fungus to feed on. Any food scraps or dead leaves should be removed immediately. Do not add compost to indoor potting mix since that encourages fungus growth. Identification of the pest is very important and the first step. Trapping insects with fly ribbon or yellow sticky traps will greatly aid in identification. Once we have identified the pest, we next need to understand its life cycle. The adult fungus gnat is not a problem for the plant and is more of a nuisance to people than the plant. The larval stage is the problem for the plant as these stages can attack the roots and stems. Later gnats and fruit flies can be a problem if the plant produces fruit, but they generally do not affect the foliage. An additional method of identification is to place thin potato slices on the soil. Larvae will be attracted to the potato slices. Remove the slices when they have attracted larvae. Posting photos in forums or on sites which allow submissions for identification is a way to get insects identified. See comments below. You can also contact your local extension master gardeners for help in identifying pests. This may seem odd at first, but I contend that it is harder to control insect populations indoors. Indoor environments lack the other predator insects that might help control pests. Birds and animals that feed on insects are generally not in an indoor garden. You also want to avoid using pesticides indoors for obvious health concerns. Hence, we want to focus on prevention and site practices that discourage pests by not providing them with food or hospitable habitat. You might think that very few insects are present indoors and this prevents problems. However, exponential growth is vastly in favor of the pest as 2 fungus gnats can produce 300 eggs at a time. An infestation can quickly happen with a very limited number of insects. What is integrated pest management, IPM? This is an all-of-the-above approach to controlling pests. This includes site practices, use of biological controls such as bacteria and predators, and generally avoiding pesticides or using pesticides as a last resort. If your plants are growing well and not under stress, they can generally withstand most pests. Vigorously growing plants tend to be less attractive to pests. Most insects like to eat stressed or dying plants. In this example, an IPM approach to fungus gnats control would involve general site practices mentioned above and the following biological controls: Bacillus thuringiensis israelensis, commercially known as natural, and nematodes. The second insects I believe are springtails. If you disagree, leave a comment below letting me know what you think they are. Springtails are a nuisance and are attracted to indoor plants by overwatering. They are both beneficial and a nuisance as they help decompose organic matter in the soil. Generally, springtails do not damage the plants, but may cause some root damage. My plants seem unaffected by them. The only control mechanism is to water less frequently, letting the soil dry between waterings. If you do use pesticides, make sure that you read the label and understand how to use the pesticide correctly. Some pesticides only work on certain stages in the life cycle and require multiple applications at specific intervals. Pesticides only work on specific species of insects, hence why identification is so important. Most insects are easier to control in the earlier stages. Some insects cannot be killed by pesticides once they become an adult. use of pesticides can lead to resistance, which makes the pesticide ineffective over time. Thank you for listening, and if you have any requests for video or any questions, please leave a comment below.